If you took this box full of games to GameStop, they would only offer you dollars in trade credit or dollars in cash. But if you look this box up on price charting, it's worth dollars. So let's go ahead and talk about it and see if you should take your games to GameStop and trade in or not. Let's go ahead and start with the first game, which is TMNT Turtles 3, the Manhattan Project. I'm just going to look up Manhattan Project and see what it's worth according to them. And they do have it for $8.80. Wait, what? Let's actually click on it. I don't know what happened to their website. I am going to use the pro value because that's the most you can get from them. So TMNT3, we'll go NES. GameStop's credit was $8.80, and then the price was $6.16. Absolutely insane. $6.16. Let's go ahead and look that up on price charting because I know it's going to be more than that. Here, let's go ahead and roll it up. $32. This game is worth $32, and they're only offering like the lowest of the low. Starting off, this is not looking good, but we'll continue on. I've got Donkey Kong Classics here. We'll just kind of do the same thing here and roll through it. Obviously, their website kind of sucks. It's not the best, but at least it does have their prices, so I'm not complaining too much here, but let's see. Donkey Kong Classics, $5.50 for this. That's absolutely crazy to me. $5.50 or $3.85. I'm just going to put DK Classics, if I can spell it right. NES. I said what? $5.50 and $3.85. $5.50, $3.85. Let's go ahead and format these cells right. And then we'll look this up. Donkey Kong Classics. $20. They're offering 25% of that in trade credit. I'm just going to round this up to 20. It's 1 penny. I think that's okay. That's acceptable here. I don't know why this one didn't save, but all of these should be good now. So a $20 game for only $5 is kind of weak, but we've got some bangers still here. We've got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out up next. So I'll say Mike Tyson's Punch-Out while we're here. Move this over so it's a little bit better. And then we're just going to go back and see. My guess is they're not offering much for this game. Again, I'm guessing like $15 max. Look at that. I haven't looked these all up yet. We're learning as we look this up. $15.50, $15.40, or $10.78. $15.40. $10.78. That's just wild to me. Absolutely wild. This is the 3-screw as well, so it's not anything special. It's worth $43. These prices are already not looking good. Then we've got Super Mario 3 here, which has some writing in it, but we don't care about that. Super Mario Bros. 3 for the NES. We're going to go back. Their website is kind of laggy too, so I'm not a big fan of that. But $6.60, that's crazy. Ugh, $6.60 or $4.62. So we've got $6.60 or $4.62, which is just insane to me. That game, I think it's worth like 15 to 20 to be honest. 17. I mean, right there, $17, or you could potentially get $4 in cash. That blows my mind. So I'm going to round that to 17. I'm just going to round it down since it is 37 cents or 38 cents. And then the last NES game here we've got is the Gold Cart Legend of Zelda. I'm just going to put Legend of Zelda here. Go to the NES. And let's see how... Let's see if we can guess this one. Legend of Zelda. I'm going to say they're offering $13 for it. Let's see, where's it at? It doesn't even show up on the first one, which is not... Oh, there's two. I said $13. That's awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that I guessed it, but these prices are rough. $13.20 or $9.24, so $13.20, $9.24. I think it's probably worth about $20 of Zelda. I haven't looked this up in a little bit, so I'll change this to, oh, there it is. $30. Okay, so this is worth $30, and the most you could get trade credit with being a pro membership is $13. That is sad. So let's do this. I'm going to total these up. Total NES. Sum of this. And let's see how much that's actually worth. Okay, so, oops, I hit the wrong button. I'm going to slide that over. So if you had this stack of games, 5 absolutely amazing, worth some pretty pennies, NES games, they would give you $49.50 in trade credit or $34.65 or 65 cents in cash. But this is probably worth what? I'm going to guess $85, $100. Ooh, $142 here. And they're only offering you $50 in trade credit, or less than $100 less, or more than $100 less if you took cash for this. If you sell this yourself, you would get $142, or you could just go into GameStop and hand them all your money because they would only offer you $35 for cash this. Just absolutely insane to me. But that's not where we're stopping today. We've got some NES, some Super Nintendo games that we've got to look up as well. So let's go ahead and start with the Ultimate Fighting Game, which it says on the label. Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate for the Super Nintendo. So I'm just going to put MK3 Ultimate, and then SNES, and then we're going to see how terrible this is. Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. I have a feeling this is not going to be a good value. $6.60 for this game if you trade it in. $6.60 is crazy, but it gets worse than that because $4.62 is what they're offering for hidden cash. That just blows my mind. So now we're going to go Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. $36. It's worth $36, and they're only offering you $6 in trade credit for this. That's absolutely terrible. Or less if you take cash. We're going to move on, though. We've got Doom. I saw this one, and I saw the red case, and I was like, we got to talk about Doom. So we're going to move on. We got Doom for the Super Nintendo, and I bet they offer $4. I'm going to say $4 for this game. $4 seems ridiculous, but I bet it's not too far off if they even have it on their website, which they should, because it is a retro game that they should take. But I'm not seeing it yet, so we'll keep going until we find it there. Actually, I'm shocked, but we haven't looked the value up on this. They're actually offering $12 for this, which kind of is shocking to me. $12.10 or $8.47. But let's see the real price. Maybe this has got to be like a $45 game, right? 36. What? That shocks me. Okay, so it only shocks me because of the other price. So check this out. Check this out. Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate worth about $36 on price charting. Doom worth about $36 on price charting. If you look these both up, they're about the same value. But this is only offering you $6 and this is offering you 12, which blows my mind, and I don't understand what that's all about. But we've got some more bangers we've got to talk about. Starting with Super Mario Kart. Absolutely amazing game. We've all played it. We all love it. Super Mario Kart there. What? This website sucks. It's like so janky. Super Mario Kart loaded up. $15. Okay. Maybe they're offering more for like more sought after games, but honestly, I kind of just assumed that they would be pretty blank about it. But $15.40 if you have a store credit, and then $10.78. Geez, these prices are terrible. What, I said $10.78? Let's look this game up on a price charting. Super Mario Kart here, and see $35. Again, I bet their prices are fluctuating a little bit, basically based on how sought after the games are, because like more people are definitely coming in for Super Mario Kart than Doom, but then definitely more than Mario or Mortal Kombat 3. So we got to move on. I've got two more bangers here. I'm going to go for an expensive game with Super Castlevania 4. So I know this game's worth a lot. Just bear with me. I kind of wanted to show off some of these expensive ones for a reason as well. I have a feeling that this is going to be terrible. So because it is worth so much, I wanted to include it in this video for this reason alone. They're offering you $19.80, which you might think is a lot, but wait till we actually look this up. $19.80 or $13.86. $19.80, $13.86. There, that looks like good prices if you're just looking at what it is, but check this out. $47 for this game. They're offering you less than $20 for a game that's worth almost $50. It's just absolutely crazy. I'm going to put 48 because it is 50 and I'm rounding up, so bear with me there. But we've got one more Super Nintendo game, and that's probably my favorite of them all. The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past here. So let's go ahead and pull that up here as well. A Link to the Past, and see how much they're offering for it. $16.50. That's crazy. That's like nothing at all. I'm just gonna put Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and then we are gonna put those prices. Those prices are ridiculous. $16.50 and $11.55 is crazy. That's so low. That is not much money at all, which is just terrible. Link to the Past. I guess they don't have the A on here. $35, and they're offering you $16. Again, their prices are a little wild, but obviously a Zelda game is probably going to come in a lot more and be sold a lot more, so I'll give them that there. But we got to check out this total. This, I have a feeling, is going to be a little crazy, so let's go ahead and check it out. $70. Let's go ahead and see the cash value as well. Come on now, you got this. So these 5 games, if you took them into GameStop, would get you $70 in trade credit, or basically $50 in cash if you just did it right then. But check this out. This has got to be over $200, right? Like if GameStop's offering you 70, it's got to be like Oh, actually, that seemed a little bit more reasonable, but maybe that Zelda and Mario Kart are a little bit higher because they are more sought after. But $190 for these 5 games, or you could walk out of GameStop with $50 in cash. Such a great deal. They're being so generous there. Um, that's sarcasm, by the way. If you didn't realize that, that is sarcasm. But we've got one more console here. I've got some Super Nintendo games I wanted to cover. So let's go ahead and start off. Not Super Nintendo. Nintendo 64. We just talked about Super Nintendo. So let's go ahead and talk about some Nintendo 64 games. Starting off with Pokemon Snap, which I know is a cheaper game, but we'll work our way up, okay? You can't go for the biggest, craziest right off the bat. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to GameStop's website. We're going to go up here and go Pokemon Snap. And I know there's a few Pokemon Snaps now with the new one being out, but $8.80 is kind of crazy. This game is totally amazing. If you've never played it, you definitely should. Which is true about all these games we're talking about here, but I have a bad feeling about all of this. We're $18. I feel like this one's not as bad. $8 for an $18 game is crazy considering TMNT 3, which is a $32 game, they're also only offering $8 for. So this must sell well for them or something. But I think it's time to move on to Yoshi's Story. Absolutely ton of fun. If you've never played it, you definitely need to. Yoshi's Story in 64. Oops. Let me fix that. And let's go ahead and look up Yoshi's Story on here. And I know their website's trash. I'm getting irritated by it. It's not very good, but $7.70. Okay, so less money. Less money than the other one. $7.70, or what was that, $5.39? Yeah. Okay, so that again, this game can't be worth $20, right? Let's see what they say here. $23. Okay. That surprises me. I'm going to say 24 because it was 50. We'll round up. That surprises me that the game that's worth more, they're actually offering less for. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. But then we're going to move on. We've got GoldenEye 007. Absolutely amazing game. But it's one of those games that they made a bajillion of. So I'm interested to see how it's priced on GameStop's website. I'm not 100% sure if it'll be worth much because there were so many, or if it's just going to be one of those games because people enjoy it so much. $13.20. Okay, I bet this game's worth like $25 if I would guess. $13.20 or $9.25. It's not much money. 13. You might as well keep all of these games at these prices, to be honest with you. Like, you're not getting that much money. You could probably put them in your garage or your attic and get just as much. So $29. Okay, so that one seems to be a game that's probably more sought after. People are coming in asking about it and getting it. But I'm going to talk about a game that everyone loves and is the most sought after game. Super Mario 64. Obviously, this one has a bad label, but forgive me for that. So I'm just going to put Mario 64. I'm guessing they're offering $15 for this just for the fact that it's a Super Mario game. It's amazing. Everyone loves it. People always probably come in. $17 for this is not much. $17.60. Or what was that, $12.32? I'm just going to double check that. It's not really that much for these games. I would expect that to be more, so I'm just going to do Mario 64. Right off the bat, $34 there. So 34. Honestly, it's not worth much more than GoldenEye, but they're offering about the $5 difference. They're almost offering for that, which is interesting. But I've got the last game here. That is The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. You probably knew it was coming. But I figured we'd hold off and wait for those two, obviously, at the end. Ocarina. Oh, if I could spell it, like, ooh, that was struggle bus here. They're only offering you the same amount. That surprises me. Zelda Ocarina of Time. Then we've got N64. Only off, are they right? They're the same on both. So 1760 and 1232. That's not that much money. These prices are a little work. So let's go ahead and look it up. $40. Still not even these. This is rough. So I'm gonna total this. Go N64 here. It knows what we want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and drag it over just like the other two. And these 5 games would get you $65 in trade credit if that's what you were going for, or $45 in cash, which is insane. I feel like this is, again, about $200 worth of games. If I could get this to work here. $145, which is actually interesting because the NES games were $142, and you could tell there's a lot more probably interest in the Nintendo 64, so these games are worth a little bit more. But let's go ahead and talk about if we took all of this box in. Let's see how much in total everything would be. I'm going to say total down here. I'm going to put everything, and then I'm going to sum that bad boy up. And this box right here, if you just walked into a GameStop and said, I want trade credit and not cash, they would offer you $115 for this, which is crazy. Or even less. You took this game box into GameStop, they would only offer you $80 for this, which is just pathetic, especially when you figure out that the games are actually almost worth $300 in this box. Honestly, I wanted to do this to see how much GameStop was offering, and it's really pretty bad. Now, obviously, it depends on what games you have, but these were all super solid games, some of them being $20, some being $40 or $50, but I expected a lot more out of this than 100, not even half in trade credit, which is crazy to me. And then $80. I feel like GameStop could do better, especially because they just rolled out their retro section and their retro stuff. They should be offering a little bit more than their regular stuff just to kind of promote it and get more retro games in their system. Now, I wanted to talk about this because obviously game stores and GameStop can't offer you the fair market value. I understand that. But when they're offering you bare minimum, I think they could do a little bit better. And if they have to offer you less than 40% in trade credit, maybe let's say less than 30% in trade credit, they probably need to revisit their business or whatever. But honestly, don't trade in your games or anything into GameStop. Do your research. Either sell these to a local game store and support the local game store, or sell them yourself on a Facebook Marketplace or trade them. Do whatever you got to do, but don't take them to GameStop if you can. But I'm getting out of here. I just wanted to see how much this stuff would be worth. So check out that video out if you haven't already. And honestly, I figured they'd at least give you like $150 for this, but $115 is pretty low. So I'm gonna get out of here and make sure all these games work. So I'm gonna ditch you, but go ahead and make sure you check out the video out if you haven't already.